Complete Guide to Rhipsalis Cereuscula Coral Cactus and What You Need to Know, Side Gardening. Rhipsalis Cereuscula is also known as the coral cactus because it resembles the coral reefs. It is a small cactus plant that can grow up to 36 inches in height, and it has a large, showy flower and is mainly found in Central America and northern South America. This plant looks like a spider's web with its thin, long and spindly branches. Characteristics: the growth rate of this plant is slow, but it can grow up to 3 feet in height. The leaves are green and slender, with a shape similar to that of a pine needle or fern leaf. This plant has a large, round stem with many ribs or branches. It can be grown indoors or outdoors in the ground, but it needs a lot of light to grow well. It can grow up to 3 feet high and is one of the most popular plants in interior design. It will produce a flower stalk with 1 or 2 flowers on it. Then, after flowering, the stalk will dry out and fall off, and then new buds will form at its base. Habitat and range. Too many people think that this plant only grows in the tropics, but that is not true. It is prevalent in many areas, including South America, Africa, the United States, and Europe. This cactus can be found in any climate and grow in various soil types. Plant care and maintenance. To keep the plant healthy, you will need to provide ample light, water, and nutrients. You will also need to check the soil often for signs of dryness or nutrient depletion. Moreover, you will need to prune the plant regularly to keep it from becoming too tall or wide. In addition, you should make sure that the temperature around your plant never falls below 18 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Maintaining this temperature range is important because it can cause the leaves of this tropical plant to turn brown and fall off. This plant will grow best in well-drained soil with a pH of 5.0 to 6.5. Watering and fertilizing. Rhipsalis cereuscula will need to be watered regularly. Ideally, you would want to water your plant first thing in the morning during the summer months when temperatures are mild. It is essential to water the plant regularly at regular intervals. You should fertilize your plant with a fertilizer that has at least 10% nitrogen. After fertilizing, you should water the plant to help the nutrients sink into the soil. They need well-draining soil that is rich in organic matter. Avoid using clay or heavy, wet soils because they will cause root rot and prevent the plant from getting enough oxygen in the soil. Pruning and trimming. Trimming should be done at least once every year by trimming back about 1/4 inches to encourage new growth and keep your plant healthy. It will be best to trim by cutting off dead or damaged spines with a sharp blade or scissors. Water your plant shortly after trimming and then wait for about 3 days before watering again. Cultivation and propagation. Cultivation and propagation is the process of taking cuttings from a plant and planting them in soil. The best time to do this is during early spring when the plants are dormant. Cultivation of the coral cactus is a simple process. The cultivation process begins with choosing a pot with drainage holes in the bottom and is at least 12 inches deep. The pot should be filled with a soil mixture of peat moss to 1 part sand, with 1 inch of gravel on top for drainage purposes. Plant at least 12 inches deep and wide enough for the pot to fit into easily. Planting instructions vary depending on where you live. Some people prefer to plant the coral cactus in full sun, while others prefer sunlight and temperature. In its natural habitat, Rhipsalis cereuscula grows in the upper canopy of tropical rainforests and is typically found in the understory of cloud forests. The plant has a low tolerance to colder temperatures and can tolerate moderate sunlight, so it will not survive in colder climates or intense summer heat. Your plant needs at least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily. Remember to keep your plants should be placed in a warm, sunny location with good air circulation. How do you take care of Rhipsalis cereuscula? Cacti are a type of xerophyte, meaning they thrive in dry climates. These plants can survive in hot, dry climates because they store water in their fleshy stems and leaves. If you need water, the soil should be kept moist but not soggy, as soggy soil will cause root rot. The most important thing to do when caring for a cactus is to make sure it gets enough water. If you tend to forget about your plants, try using a timer or setting up reminders on your phone or computer. This plant should be fertilized once a month, and it's always best to apply fertilizers when the plant is dormant. There are many different ways that you can fertilize your cactus plant. You can use a water-soluble fertilizer, slow-release fertilizer, or organic fertilizer. It all depends on what type of plant food you want and how often you fertilize it. Rhipsalis Cereuscula should be kept well lit and out of direct sunlight, especially during the intense summer heat. It should also be kept not exposed to frost or intense heat during the winter or summer months. Common pests and diseases. One of the most common pests on this particular type of succulent are mealybugs, which feed on its sap. These pests can make their way into the plant's stem or leaf joints and feed on it until it dies. Other common diseases include rot from cold weather or fungal infections from too much water. Additionally, when there's too much water around its roots, then rot will eventually occur if the water stays around its roots for too long. When this happens, the roots cannot take up water and nutrients, leading to wilting leaves, browning stems, and stunted growth. How to choose the best location for your Rhipsalis Cereuscula. The best location for your coral cactus is one that provides the perfect amount of sunlight, temperature, and soil. Conclusion: Rhipsalis Cereuscula is a popular houseplant because it is easy to grow and can be grown in a small pot. The plant is best grown in a pot at least 5 inches in diameter. It is very easy to care for and only needs water and fertilizer. The plant will grow best in a warm, humid environment and ideally in a pot placed in a sunny location. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Please come back for more informative videos about gardening and more.